We begin tonight with one of the most brutal and, by all appearances, unprovoked bashings we've seen in years. The victim, a mother of 6, picking up a teenage in-law and his friend at a Brisbane nightclub. The aggressor, a policeman and his mates. They thought they were above the law, even charging the woman with assaulting them. What they didn't know, the whole incident was secretly caught on camera. Rodney Lose reports.
I've got 2 officers on each hand, and he's come towards me and he's grabbed me and he's thrown me to the ground, and he started punching my head.
Suzanne Williams always thought the police were there to protect her. Instead, she was forced to endure the most terrifying experience of her life at the hands of a police officer.
And then he's grabbed my head and he started whacking it into the ground.
Suzanne was left bloodied, beaten and unconscious. Then they turned the attack back on her, charging the 35-year-old mother of 6 with assaulting the very officer who left her like this. She was driving to the city to pick up her 19-year-old son-in-law, Chris, and his brother Kenny from a Brisbane nightclub.
Suzanne, is this something that you've thought about every day since?
The pictures tell the story. Today Tonight has obtained footage of the attack. Here you can see Suzanne and her family heading home, walking calmly on a footpath 100 metres from a nightclub. Now watch as 2 police officers chase after them. All is still well until this officer arrives from the right of screen. Within seconds, the situation escalates and he sprays Suzanne's son-in-law, Chris, with capsicum spray. He next sprays Kenny. While Chris is on the ground screaming, the officer hits him with a police issue baton. 1, 2, 3 times.
He's on the ground and the officer just comes over and starts whacking him on the leg and back with his baton, and then he turns back to Kenny to spray him again.
And that's when he turned on Suzanne.
So he's put my hand in a wrist lock, and I'm screaming because he really bent it back really hard. And I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm sober. They haven't done anything to deserve this." And I'm trying to convince the officer that I was sober and, to let me go because I hadn't done anything.
You can see police swarm on Suzanne. Watch as she's thrown across the footpath like a rag doll and onto the ground. That's when things turn from bad to worse.
And then he said, "You bitch," or "You mole. Take that, you mole." And he's whacking my head into the ground 3 times. He whacked it. He lifted it up and whacked it into the concrete.
It's in this melee where Suzanne feels the full brunt of the policeman's anger. Wedged underneath an officer's knee, she is bashed. Literally a pile of officers forcing her to the ground while another attacks her. If you think he's done there, you're mistaken.
So he's pushing you?
Yeah, he pushed me, nearly tripped me over, flat on my head on the bitumen. So at that time, I've stood over his foot, nearly tripped over. And next thing you know, I had 2 coppers on me. My phone, was thrown. I remember seeing my phone hit the ground.
Stunned by what he was seeing, family friend Ryan decided to film the assaults on his mobile phone. This is the response he received. Watch from left of screen. The same officer chases him across the street, trying to trip him onto the bitumen. When he fails, he and another officer simply throw him on his back and search his pockets. Here you can see the officer holding Ryan's phone, then putting it back in his pocket. Later, when Ryan tried to find the video on his phone, it was gone.
So, Ryan, the only reason you can think of that they came for you was to get that video footage
off you? Get the footage, definitely, yeah. Well, I don't feel that there was any reason for them to come after me at all.
Police violence on the street in Brisbane is a particular problem. We accept that police from time to time are assaulted, and we accept that's a problem, and we accept that shouldn't happen. But the real untold story are the number of occasions when a significant number of police on the street themselves use excessive force bordering on violence.
Queensland Council for Civil Liberties boss Terry O'Gorman says the reason for the upsurge in police violence is simple.
Because they get away with it.
And it's not the first time Queensland police have been caught on CCTV.
It was a brutal arrest on one of society's most disadvantaged people.
In July 2006, officers were caught on security cameras sinking their knees into a 65-year-old homeless man. Bruce Rowe was pinned to the ground by 4 police. The police minister said that use of force in that incident was found by an internal investigation to be appropriate. This latest incident captured on film raises questions about whether police arrest tactics are out of control. Civil libertarians say urgent attention is needed.
The senior executive service of the police and the CMC have got to step in and make it mandatory for police on the street, particularly at night, to wear camera caps so that what goes on can be recorded and there's no room for debate as to who's right and who's wrong.
Police work is not pretty. It's violent, and when you have violence between any number of people, injuries will happen. If she suffered injuries, it's just a natural consequence of most of this type of behaviour.
Queensland Police Union boss Cameron Pope says the officer did nothing wrong. In fact, he was the victim, receiving these injuries when he was eye gouged.
Any examination of the footage of this matter will show that he has acted with complete propriety and in accordance with all his training.
But that police officer has now been charged with assault, while the charges against Suzanne have been dropped.
I think he should be punished and I think he should be taken off the police force.
The officer involved has been confined to a desk until the court makes a decision.